Well, guys, from new Evos to MultiSelect, it's been a busy week of Hockey Ultimate Team. I'm No Sleeves 12, and this is hot news for Week 9. So let's start with this week's Alumni Release. It was the Chicago Blackhawks. The 80 overall this week was Mark Bell. This card can pretty much be completely avoided. The only thing I really remember of Mark Bell was his trouble with law enforcement. And under 80 speed, under 80 shot, completely avoidable. Next up, we have the 85 Steve Larmer. His speed is under 85, but his shot is all above 85, so he's not a half bad card. Again, if he's going to cost more than 30 or 40k, completely avoid, but he might not be half decent on the back end, to be honest. Next up is the 87 Steve Thomas. I remember Steve Thomas from his time with the Leafs when I was a kid. But he does come with the speed synergy, so although his speed stats are all around 85 and above, you could bump him up to the high 80s, combine that with his decent shot power. He's not an awful card, but again, these alumni, the hard part about using them is their speed. And then we have the 89 overall Dennis Savard. He's got the speed synergy as well, so as long as that's activated, he's at 90 overall speed, which isn't bad at all. And then his shooting is all above 90, so he's definitely a good card. A little bit smaller, but his face-off stat is a 90, so if you pull him, that's not a bad card at all. And this week's 90 overall is Tony Esposito. I think that the 90s being goaltenders, considering how the alumni are statted based on their speed and shot, isn't bad at all. If you can get Tony Esposito, that's not a bad card, especially in net. He is a little bit smaller, under 6 foot, but I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be a good goaltender as far as HUT goes. But I wouldn't spend 200k to get him. So like I mentioned, they did release new Evos. Now, they aren't going to work as they did in previous seasons for the month of November only. At least that's what's been confirmed. They are going to release Evos on every Tuesday, and it's only going to be for a day. So the few Evos that they release are only going to be in pack for one day, which does at least stop the saturation of the market. Now, the 3 that they released were pretty interesting. First was the 84 Sebastian Aho. For all intents and purposes, I would avoid this card, and I wouldn't drop money on it. He's not close to any milestones, so you're banking on him having a prime time or a team of the week. And even if he does this next month, he'd be an 86 overall at most, so then we're talking about an 88 overall at best come January. Now, the next would be Cody Glass. He's a 73. Again, he's only going to get team of the week to get an upgrade, or if they do like a random set, but again, that isn't performance based, so these are ones that you can avoid. If you pack it cool, maybe you can use him in the under 80 teams, but there's really no point in going out and getting him. Now, Brent Burns, this is a little bit different. First of all, my boy, love my Sharks. Brent Burns is someone I would invest a lot of money in, and the reason for it is because he's close to another milestone that's guaranteed. So by the end of December, regardless if he gets another prime time or team of the week, those can come and go, and they're not predictive. He's amazing. He will probably get them early in December, but let's pretend he doesn't. He's going to hit 1,000 games played by the end of December. So around December 20th, I think I did the math on it, he'll hit his 22nd game with the Sharks, meaning that he's going to be a guaranteed 90 overall by December, and that's extremely valuable. So he is someone that I would invest a lot of coins in if I could. And on to the team of the week. Steven Stamkos finally got an upgraded card, and he comes in at an 87. Amazing speed and shot. He's a card that you definitely want to get if you can. His lower overall rating might seem a little odd because he's only an 87 right now, but that speed and shot are elite. Then we've got the Sean Monahan, under 90 speed, so he isn't really someone that you want to put on your top 2 lines, and his shot is pretty average, but here we are. And then Jack Eichel, great speeds. He's someone that you probably want to get in your lineup if you can, especially for the under 80 team. These are all cards that you can put in and save some overall ratings. Elias Lindholm, great speed, also good for the under 80 team. And Dylan Larkin would be great if you can get him for like around 30k or under. He'd be a sneaky good card to have. His shot is garbage, but if you can blow by the slower cards in the under 80 comp seasons, it's definitely worth it. Then Nikita Kucherov again comes in with a great shot and speed. Then we've got the 77 Pettersson. Now, I've checked. You can get him for under 30k if you've got the coins and you're really going after the under 80 team and you want to build, the best possible one. The fact that he's a 77 with over 90 speed is sneaky awesome, and his shooting power is over 80. He's a great card to have for this event because, again, you're just saving those overall so you can put some biggies in your lineup. Then on defense, we've got Roman Josi and Giordano. Giordano's having a great season. He's now up over 90 speed. Same with Josi. And on the back end, we've also got Cam Fowler and Ryan McDonough. These are, again, cards that would be great for the under 80 team. You're not really going to want to use them in your main lineup, though. Then on in goal, we've got Pekka Rinne. This card's so expensive already. I checked it because I was interested in grabbing it. BU already on one of the biggest tendies who's just insanely popular for Hut now that he's an 86. You're looking like 140k for him, but I have a feeling that he's going to be an extremely popular card for the next couple weeks. Now, something else I mentioned in the intro, MultiSelect is back when you're completing sets, so now not only can you autofill, but if you have a few cards that you don't like to autofill, those Team of the Weeks that you've been saving or something like that that are lower overalls, you can now finally MultiSelect again to complete your sets. So here we are again. It's good to see that EA is at least listening to the community on some things, so this was good that they brought this back into the game. Also, hashtag do your sets. And just to check in on comp seasons, the current one is for Corey Perry. Gross, can't stand him, but hey, here we are. They've got the second season for Draisaitl, Nico Hischier. Next week, you're going to get the Ottawa Senators, Marian Gaborik. So that's a dope card. These are all fantastic, but only the top 5. So again, you're really not reaching unless you're an extremely top player, but it's still good to do the comp seasons for at least the free packs and whatnot if you can place. The under 80 Draisaitl is Draisaitl and Hischier ones are fantastic to grind for. They're both going to be good cards, especially the Hischier with BU. But they are in their second season. So if you didn't play a lot in the first season, you're going to have to play a ton to place in the top 100 for the second season. So good luck, guys. And now on to the primetime and milestones this week. We've got the 83 primetime Fowler. Like I mentioned in earlier, he's great for the under 80 squad, but not someone you want to use. I mean, I guess if you're doing a free-to-play team and you can get him for 30k, he's got 90 speed, so it's not completely useless. Then we've got the 87 Stahl, who's just racking up the milestones and whatnot. He's pretty usable right now. It's just under 90 speed. Someone that you might want to see if you can acquire for somewhat cheap at 50, 60k. Mark Stone did get a prime time. His speed and shot are pretty mediocre, and his synergy is nothing crazy. So might be someone if you pack sick, but 20k maybe. Then we've got Milestone Brent Burns, an 88 overall. His speed is, average, I guess, but still monster from the back end. And then we've got Joe Thornton is going to pile up a ton of milestones, guys, because not just point totals, but when he passes certain people on the all-time scoring list. So he's just going to keep getting higher. If there was ever an Evo Thornton, he was someone I would definitely instantly buy. And we've got Bo Horvat with the primetime. This is a pretty good card. He's already pretty quick. Then he's got the speed synergy, and his shot isn't terrible. So someone that you could go after. And then finally a Vegas player with the milestone, the 87 Marc-Andre Fleury with Burner. Obviously, that is going to be valuable. And finally, I had some people ask me about an update on my team each week, so here it is. Currently, my first line is Solani, got the Sakic, and then just unlocked the Igor Larionov. I haven't really played a Larionov yet, but I'm stoked to. My second line is the Gartner, Oates, and Robitaille, so it's all pretty quick. Third line, because I was able to get Larionov, I bumped Nieuwendyk off the wing back to center because obviously he has great face-off stat, and that put Naslund and Anderchuk on the wings. And then my fourth line, I finally got rid of the 88 Brett Hull. I just can't stand that card, and I was stuck to use him. So now I've got Linden, Mark Messier, and then Ray Ferraro. On the back end, my first unit is the Leech. I love Brian Leach as a card. And then the McInnes I just unlocked with the 10,000 shots. Paul Coffey I've had since, I don't know, forever. He's still a fantastic card. If you guys haven't gotten him, I would spend the money to grab him. And then Horton, and then the Halloween Bufflin and Ally Frady is my favorite legend. If you haven't made one yet, go make one. And then in net, I've got Kelly Rudy and Andy Moog, just for their synergies, really. Trying to unlock BU. And finally, I am closing in, boys. After like 3 months of grinding this game, I'm just about to get the Wayne Gretzky. I'm 6 legend cards away, so the 2, I've used all the cheapest ones, so basically the 2 I'm making now are Boris Salming and Johnny Music, so it's going to take me a while because those are both around 900,000 at the current pricing of gold collectibles to make, so it's going to take me quite a while. But here we are, we're closing in, and then hopefully by the end of this month, next month, middle of next month, I'll have that Wayne Gretzky, so everything's looking good there. So guys, that was Hut News for Week 9. Be sure to leave a like and subscription if you do like the content, or if you want to see anything else from these weekly videos. Yeah, just be sure to let me know. Alright guys, so I'll see you guys next week for Week 10 of Hut News. You guys have a great one.